Okay folks, we're going to record a quick video here about a new option on the version 1.2 THB6064AH board. You can see the 1.2 right there. On this particular board, the only thing that's different is that we've added some extra pads down here to provide some different options for connecting to your motion control device. So this is the connector where we traditionally hook up the PMinMO 2x10 header, and you can see the pins there for that. This is the standard little header with the notch, and normally we would just stick that right in there, and then it's just a little ribbon cable that hooks into it, and you can hook up to the bob and then to a parallel port or to the adapter for the Pololu drivers on the top of a Marlin ramps board or a ramps board of any kind. So what these extra holes do here is they allow us to put in these headers which have a pin every other pin. So what we've done here is we've taken the step line and brought it over here. We just labeled it clock for the fun of it. It's the same thing. Clock and step are the same thing. You can see that we're able to hit the direction pin, and we've made an extra enable pin over here on the side. We're also able to hit the ground, so we've got clock on the left hand side here, ground, direction, and enable, which are really all you need except for your +5 logic supply. So when this option is used, typically what you would do is install this regulator option. This is the onboard 5-volt regulator option, which is an LM317 and a couple of resistors, these two resistors down here at the bottom. And basically that provides your +5 volt power from the motor power supply. So if I just flick on my power supply here, you'll see that we're lighting up, and I can put a voltmeter on that and it shows that we're getting a nice 5-volt supply. Okay. So basically this just goes on right here and is soldered in place. It's amazing how difficult it is to do that through a viewfinder. It's very tight, very nice. Yes, I should probably disconnect the power supply while I'm soldering, but I'm not smart enough to do that. Don't be dumb like me. As per normal when soldering, you always want to get on and get off quickly. Get your iron as hot as possible. Get on there with a good hard pressure, get solder on it, and then get back off again. Even if it's not taking or you're having problems, do not leave the iron on it. Solder one pin, check the component orientation, make sure everything looks good, and then continue on. It's usually good not to do things in linear order, but instead to kind of bounce around a little bit, just so that no one part of the component is picking up a lot of heat. Of course, with a terminal lock, that doesn't matter, but I'm just repeating good procedures. Okay, that should do it. So now we can hook up our signals. Now, of course, we managed to brilliantly not place anything on the bottom to tell you which signals those were. That'll leave something for version 1.3. But again, it's clock over here on this side, and then ground, and then direction, and then enable. And we'll document that very carefully in the manual just to make sure that it's clear to everyone. So those are your standard little screw terminals, and now you can hook up a wire and just screw down on it in order to connect it. Pretty much just like every other stepper motor driver on the market. Again, I really like the PMinMO connector. I think that's better for almost everything that we do. But most of the rest of the world's stepper motor drivers work with a header like this, and so we provide that as an option. One thing to note, we do not put Opto isolators on any of our drivers, and the reason for that is because from our experience, Opto isolators cause more trouble than they're worth. There's a lot of weird problems that come about from Opto oscillators not being driven right. They also add cost to the board, and they sometimes cause problems with signal speed. So this particular driver is able to work with a Marlin ramps system, which puts out a very narrow step pulse. Most drivers won't accept it. If we had an opto isolator on it, this probably wouldn't accept it as well. The other thing is that power can never be opto isolated, so you're all hooked up to power here one way or the other. If this chip fries or something goes wrong, everything that's hooked up to this power bus is probably going to fry anyway, so I just don't see the point of doing this. I would not ever recommend that people hook up their main computer, their nice laptop or whatever it is that they use, directly to control one of these. You always want to be using an old machine or some kind of a motion controller like a Ramps Marlin system, which provides a different type of isolation, and you're not connecting your nice computer directly to this anyway. So there's no real need to worry about it. You use an old computer if you fry it, which is rare. You just go and get another one. They're not that expensive. Okay, thanks much for watching. You take care.